Do you guys ever take popcorn home from the movie theater and then eat it like 3 days later in your house, even though it's stale and disgusting? Or leave it in your car, and then your car smells like a delicious buttery movie theater once you get inside of it? That's the best. Fucking air freshener. I digress. Ooh, there's one on the floor. I call them keepers. So Dumb and Dumber 2. Jake can go see what they did. I couldn't get a hold of him. That fucking sucks. But here we are. Maybe we'll talk about it again on the podcast. Still wanted to get a review up for you guys. My favorite comedy of all time is Dumb and Dumber. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. It'd be in my top 10 movies of all time. It's like, when you talk about comedies, it's the number one. So when I heard they were doing this, I was like, okay, that's awesome. But it's also really scary because I saw the trailer for it and I heard about the premise. The trailer was hilarious, the premise is hilarious, and then you go see it, but you're still kind of scared. It's one of those things that's like, I don't know how you can recreate that magic again. But fuck, we hardly ever even see Jim Carrey in anything, and I don't even count that Mr. Popper's Penguin shit. But the Ace Ventura type of funny-ass comedy like that he's best at, we rarely ever see anything out of him. I mean, there was Yes Man, yeah, and Fun with Dick and Jane and stuff, but he just is really rare. So just the fact that Jim Carrey's got a movie coming out in the first place that's a stupid-ass comedy movie gets me pumped up. It's like when you go see this movie, you're like, I'm excited, oh my god, Dumb and Dumber 2. It's like 20 years, man. And then you're like, what if it sucks? Harry tells Lloyd that he needs a kidney. And they find out that Harry may have a daughter somewhere, so they go on a road trip to try to find his daughter so they can get her kidney to save Harry's life. Once the movie does get going and you forget that, oh my god, it's 20 years, I watched Dumb and Dumber, it's a sequel, is it funny, what am I watching? And you can kind of fall back into it. I think the movie's freaking genius. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think you get the same kind of feeling that you got from watching the first movie. And is it the same? No, it's not as good as the first movie. But I literally almost pissed myself like 3 times watching this movie. There is some of the same dumb ass shit in this that you loved about the first movie. They try to do this thing where they bring back characters, like they bring back PD, and they bring back certain things from the old movie, and they try to replay on old jokes and stuff like that. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it's this fun love letter back to the other movie, and then sometimes it's like, okay, do something original. Some of the jokes in this miss, unlike the first movie. In the first movie, it was just like, oh my god, the whole thing is just a fucking perfect gem. In this, some of the jokes do miss, but you still get some of that classic humor that you got from Dumb and Dumber, the original one, where they're just so innocently stupid. Or you still laugh uncontrollably at certain parts of this movie, and literally, just shit like, at one point in this movie, Jim Carrey is eating a fucking hot dog. They just show him eating a hot dog. It's so fucking funny, and it's so simple. I couldn't stop laughing. I was the only one in the theater. It was 10 minutes later, and it was one of those things I kept thinking about it over and over in my head, and I just started laughing out of nowhere. Like, I'll be in the grocery store a week from now, and I'll fucking just start laughing, and people will be looking at me like I'm fucking crazy, and I'll be like, I am. And it'll be because that scene popped in my head. And it's just such a stupid little thing, but it's so fucking stupid, I could not stop laughing. And that's what's great. That's what still works about these movies. Even though some of the jokes, like, this one, the first one, they were just so innocently stupid. In this one, I think, maybe because the Farrelly brothers have gotten shitty, that some of the jokes are, like, darker, and it's not just as fun as the first movie was. And there's a little bit, I guess, meanness in some of the jokes. There's a couple jokes where it's like they're making fun of people a little bit more than they would have been in the first movie, and it's a little bit darker, a touch meaner here and there. Like I said, a lot of the jokes don't land in the movie. Like there's like 20% of the jokes don't land, but the 80% of jokes that do land are fucking awesome, and it's true Harry and Lloyd. The only reason that this movie works at all is because Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels went fucking balls deep into this one. They went crazy with it. They're truly the exact same characters they were. Those two just fucking nailed it. I mean, they nailed these parts. It's been 20 years, and it's the same exact dumb shit that was in the first movie that just absolutely off the wall, just stupid. I can't believe what the fuck I'm watching, and it's awesome shit from the first Dumb and Dumber movie. So yeah, I give the first one a 10. This one gets a strong 8.5, almost a 9 for me. And I know that the critics hate it. The humor in this one is, it is a little bit dirtier than it was in the first movie, and people are giving it shit for that. But if you're not bothered about watching penis and fart jokes, then you'll be fine. That's not all that's in this movie, but a lot of the jokes are you know, dick jokes and fart jokes and shit like that. So that bothers critics. Whenever you've got a movie like that that just wants to make you fucking laugh and be out of this world crazy, the critics, and it's obviously a sequel, everybody's panning the movie or whatever, but if you're a fan of Dumb and Dumber and you go to see this movie, it's not as good as the first Dumb and Dumber, no, but it's still funnier than 75% of the shit that's gonna come out this year. There's just a big fat part in the middle of this movie where they really just hit their groove. They got into that old Dumb and Dumber feel, and it was just fucking amazing. It was nostalgic, it was really cool. I haven't laughed that hard at a movie in a really long time. I embarrassed myself in the theater because, again, and this is me, I'm absolutely, one of my favorite movies of all time is the original one. So I might love it a little bit more than the average person in the theater. I was laughing way longer than anybody else was at the jokes, but it's because I'm a fucking idiot and that shit makes me laugh harder than anything else in the world. Any kind of smart humor doesn't even touch Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels and Dumb and Dumber. So it's an 8.5 for me, guys. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to watch it again. And definitely go see it. Some people may hate me for this. Some people may hate the fucking movie and wish it was never made. But I'm glad it was because I got more of two of my favorite characters of all time. Comment below, guys. Let me know, what is your favorite comedy of all time if you had to pick one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.